do, y'all? Thank God it's Friday. So they say. Another day in this crazy wild, wild west. As you can see by the description of the video. Another mass shooting by the usual suspect. I think we pretty much know by now who that usual suspect is. It's a prototype. It's a prototype. It's a common denominator, so to say. If you look at the prototype, now every now and then you may get a little variance in the prototype, but I would like to call those ones the honorary ones of that prototype. And if you look, let's say, like at their social media, you will see that they are trying their hardest. They are trying their best to be identified in that prototype. They're trying so hard. You look at their profiles, you'll see it. You know, their social media presence. Usually there's a few. Well, the number one honorary ones are the ones that come from the continent of Asia. And I think it's South Asia and East Asia, right? I think those are the number ones. But it goes down to other subgroups, so to say. But, I mean, this is commonplace in these United States of America. This is commonplace. It's so commonplace that when I saw the news story about this mass shooting in Florida, it's like another one. I mean, this is commonplace. This is the reality of the United States. Hi to everyone. Hi to everyone. This is the reality. This is a commonplace. Make sure you guys, I see the likes. I appreciate the likes, but make sure you subscribe as well, because YouTube is trying to they are shadow banning me. It is what it is. And then they're doing things like taking my subscribers away. I get a subscriber, then I lose one. So make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the love. But as I was saying, as I watched the news last night about this, because I didn't, you know, I've been trying to stay away from the news. This, you know, as a recent, like I try not to, you know, consume the news, because it just makes you, it puts you in a negative state. And, you know, it's already a lot of negativity around, and it's no need to add more to that negativity. So when I found out about the news, I didn't find out to it about at nighttime, but when I seen it, I'm like, oh, another one? I mean, what's new? I mean, this is commonplace. And now it's so much so that whenever we see a mass shooting, we just say, we're kind of desensitized. We're desensitized to it. It's like we don't even, you know, maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever, we might have been more, you know, like, oh my God, you know, but now it's just commonplace that we don't, a lot of us are desensitized when we hear another mass shooting. It's like, oh, another one. And guess what? Guess what? There's going to be another one. Hey, I'm not wishing that to happen. I'm not wishing that to happen. But this is the reality of the United States. Thank you. Thank you. When you got more people who have weapons than they get in my coffee, y'all. Getting my morning caffeine fix. My morning caffeine fix. But let me step out so y'all can hear me. But this is the reality of this country that we live, when you have the reality of there are more people in this country there are more guns in this country than there are people. And there are people that have multiple guns. Not just one gun, but some 2, 3, 4, 5, even 10 guns. So what do you expect in a country like this? And especially when this country creates an environment where everybody is stressed. They're stressed. They're worrying about how they're going to pay their bills. They're worrying about not having enough food to eat and things like that. So you couple that with people that have access to weapons, and then you have these extremists who feel like their country is being taken, and they're being pumped up by this guy in the office who's talking about we need to make America great again and this is what we need to do. It's a recipe for this bullshit to happen. It's a recipe for this to happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's no shock when it happens at this point. You know? It's no shock when this shit happens. Follow me, y'all. I appreciate the loves. I appreciate the likes. Yes, man. I got to give y'all that reality check, man. I got to give y'all that reality check, man. You know, we in the Starbucks, man. We getting our coffee. We doing our thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting my morning caffeine shot. You know, but I'm gonna get back to it. I appreciate you, man. Chicken PDX. Thank you for the follow, man. Thank you for the follow. May you have a great day today. May you have a great day today. I'm getting to it, y'all. Just gotta get my morning caffeinated fix. Gotta stir my coffee up. Yeah. Ready to go. Ready to go. So, I will, bro. I will. As much as I can. Yeah, we ready, y'all. Had to get my morning my caffeine. My morning caffeine is my drug, man. I gotta lay off this caffeine because now it don't even do nothing for me at this point. I done put like 3 shots in that shit, 2 shots. You know what I'm saying? I think I just need to get more rest, you know. I'll be waking up like 4 in the morning to start my study, my meditation, and then my study regime. I try to study an hour to 2 hours each morning. And I try to stay consistent, you know, no matter how much sleep I got that following night. I try to remain consistent to that schedule, man, because you got to, man. You got to do it. You got to do it. So I'm on my way to my slave. Okay, brother, have a good one, man. I'll see you. On my way to my slave, man. Most of us on our way to our slave, we're going to do something that we don't enjoy to do, but we got to do it because we got to pay the bills. So, as I was saying, like, we are desensitized to this as a nation. In United States of America, we are desensitized when we see now at this point these mass shootings. And the sad reality about it is this is not going to be the last one. We know that. We don't know where it's going to happen. We don't know when it's going to happen. But we know it's going to happen because this is the reality of this country. And this is what this country is breeding. Is breeding this type of environment. You know, I was reading another story in the Wall Street Journal about, I think this is something that happened over a year ago in Carolina, somewhere in Carolina. But basically, what happened was, it was between two white guys, right? I think it was four of them. Was it two or four? No, three. So what happened was, there was one white guy. He was drinking. He was at the bar drinking. He was getting drunk. And after he had his drinks, he had got in his pickup truck. You know, in the South, if you're from the South, they like them pickup trucks out there. Most of them got pickup trucks. But he got done drinking, and then he got in his pickup truck, his Chevy Silverado, and he headed home. And on another side of the town, it was two white guys, and they were coming from the Tractor Supply store in their pickup truck. And I think they had got some lawn supplies, and they were hauling their stuff back to their home. So two guys on two opposite sides of the city, and they're going to end up heading in the same direction on the highway. And so I think they said one guy, he was already, they try to paint the picture that he was the guy. The other two guys, one of them that was coming from the Tractor Supply store was stressed, and he had, I guess they said his fiance had just, left him, his ex-fiance, and she left him the Toyota 4Runner that he had just bought her, and inside that Toyota 4Runner she had left the engagement ring. So he was kind of, I guess they were trying to paint the picture that he was mad, he was upset. And then you got this other guy that just been drinking. I don't think he was upset, but he was just, he was drunk. And now these guys end up on the same highway. And I think the guy in the black Silverado, the guy that was drinking, I believe he got cut off, or he cut him off or something. And so what he did, the guy in the black Silverado, he goes around the white Silverado and just stops. If you drive a car, sometimes when people are road raging, they will do things like that, right? So let's say that you cut them off, they'll try to get in front of you and cut you off and then slow down on purpose. So this guy did that, and it caused the guy in the white pickup truck who was carrying the lawn supply to basically swerve and go off in the ditch. And the guy in the black pickup truck just took off, right? Now, this is the thing. The guy in the two guys that were in the white pickup truck that just came from the Tractor Supply store, they said that this guy, he owned a restaurant and he was making, good money. Obviously, he bought his wife a Toyota 2023 Toyota 4Runner, and but this guy, his pickup truck had a V8, some type of hyped up engine. I think it was a Trackhawk engine or whatever. So he was able to get out of the ditch and catch up with the guy that had run him off. Now, if you're in the South, everybody got guns in the South. That's just commonplace. So both trucks were full with guns. The guy that was drunk had his gun, and the two guys that were in the white trucks and the white truck that caught up to him had their guns. And so basically, they caught up to him, and they was trying to, I guess, pull him off, I guess get him off the road, like get him to the guy that had cut him off or made him go in the ditch to go off the road or stop. So at this point, the whole case is about this guy that they're trying to use the stand your ground law. But at this point, the guy was chasing him. So it's no longer stand your ground, because now he's in pursuit. The threat has already been neutralized because the guy drove off. Well, anyway, I guess the guy in the black truck that was drunk, he seen that he was still being followed, and so he got out. He stopped in the road and got out and said, "Stop following me." You know, he got the car, stood out the car, and told the guys in the white truck, "Hey, why are you following me? Stop following me." And he had his gun in his hand. He had his gun down. The guy in the white truck had set it up to where he called the police department. He called the dispatcher and said, "Hey, I'm following this guy that pulled his gun out on me." The guy never pulled his gun out on him, but he's trying to set up his story. "I'm following this guy that pulled his gun out on me on this highway, and you know he's pointing his gun at me. We got our guns, and we're gonna shoot him if he keeps it up." So what happened is, you know, the guy he gets back in his truck after he said, "Stop following me," and these guys just started shooting him and killed him. This is between two white guys, right? I mean, a group of white guys. So they shoot the guy. The guy is dead. By this time, the police arrive, and they basically, the guy just said, "Yeah, I stood my ground, and we killed him." And so they hauled this guy's body. Now, I don't know how they do shit in the South, but this usually doesn't happen at a murder scene. They hauled the guy's body with his body still in the truck. They called the tow truck and hauled the guy's body, sealed the truck off, and hauled the guy's body to the impound, the truck to the impound with the dead body still in the truck. And so basically, the sister of the guy that died, she suspected foul play. I didn't get to read the whole article, but basically, you know, this is the violence that happens in this country, because you got these individuals, you know, from that dominant group, and they feel like, you know, we are, you know, I don't know who's from the South. I don't know who's ever been to the South, but it's a whole different country out there. I mean, a whole different reality. Like, you'll go out there and you'll still see Confederate flags, big ass Confederate flags hanging all around, right? That just tells you the type of hype that they on, right? So this is the environment that we live in this country. It's a violent, hostile environment in this country. And it's not getting any better. It's not getting any more peaceful. It's only going to get more crazier as more people are under stress, under pressure for economic reasons, for family reasons, all these reasons that are causing people to be this way, to create this toxic environment. It's going to be more violence. I mean, you just see the way people drive on these roads. There's a whole bunch of speeding, a whole bunch of road rage, you know. And I guess what I can say to us in particular, you know, I think, you know, I've heard both sides of the argument, right? I've heard both sides of the argument. I heard the argument, and now I'm speaking specifically to Black Americans. I've heard the argument that we built this country, our ancestors fought in this country, and we should not just leave this country because we have a stake in this country, and we're still due our reparations. I've also heard the other side of the argument that, hey, this country is you know, it's crazy. We're never going to get justice. You know, things are never going to get better for us. You know, we need to just leave, go somewhere where it's more peaceful, or it's better, or we can have more peace. And I'm conflicted because I understand both sides. Like, yes, I understand that we have a stake in this country. I understand that we're owed something, because if you look at other incidents that happen like this, they got a payment. Like, we don't have to go through the history, but Germany had to pay reparations. They had to pay reparations to the Japanese, and there's very other incidents where people had got paid out for something that happened to them. So I guess I'm conflicted in the sense that you know we should not. I don't think we should just give up our right as citizens here, or basically just give up. But I do think that we should have an option, and this is coming from someone that has explored this world, has been to every continent except Antarctica, and has got a chance to explore this world. No place is perfect. There is no perfect place in this planet. Every place has its pros and its cons. Every place has its pros and cons, right? But there are some places where the pros outweigh the cons. There are some places where the pros outweigh the cons. And I think that we need to identify those places, find those places where the pros outweigh the cons. I really think we need to do that, because it is, like I said, there's no perfect place in this world. And this is coming from someone that's been to the places of this world. I've been around, I've seen various places. But at the same time, there are places that are better than the US. And I just think that we as Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, whatever you want to call yourself, we should explore these places. We should be willing to explore these places to see if there is a better option. And what we can do is, wherever that place may be, we can set it up to where we can invest, or find a way to have land or a place in that place, or get citizenship, and that we can just basically come to the US just for business purposes, just to keep our standing here, and then just for business but I think that we should spend a majority of our time outside of the US. I do think that, given this climate, given the things that's going on here, the economic things, the social things and all that, I think that we should look for other options. Now, on another note, I also have in the title, I wanted to talk about that Wallo situation. I'll be very brief, because now I'm at work at my slave and I have to figure out what's going on. But on the Wallo situation, how I feel about that, I heard both sides of the argument. I heard the side that he shouldn't be criticizing Black businesses, because Black businesses, they're held to higher standards. Often they want Black businesses to be perfect, while they don't require other ethnic group businesses to be perfect. And I've heard the argument, well, he's speaking truth. What he's saying is true. Oftentimes we'll tell black businesses that will say, you should just support me because I'm Black. It doesn't matter how my service is, or how whatever. I'm the way I look at it, I see that he was talking to, it seems like he was talking to just a intimate small group of black people, and that somebody took out the camera and recorded it. And I don't think he meant to try to criticize black businesses or whatnot. I just think he meant that we needed to step our game up. Like, we needed, yes, we should, I think that he said, hey, we had to step our game up. I don't think he's criticizing black businesses. I think that he's saying that black businesses just have to do better. The ones that are not doing better. I'm pretty sure he supports black businesses that are doing good. He's a black business. There are a lot of black businesses that are good, that are professional, that have top customer service. But I think he was addressing those ones that need to just step it up. We need to step it up, you know what I'm saying, and have not just depend on just us being black as a reason that you should support our business. So with that being said, I got to figure out what's going on. They playing politics, some games or whatever. With that, I'm out. Peace.